All right. Let's play a round of the chromatic guess it game now that we've got Jessica on with full sound, and then we'll chat a little bit and finish up. So the way the chromatic guess it game works is that player one plays any random note on the flute as a long tone and keeps holding it until player two discovers it. Player two is going to listen to that note and think what octave is it in, and then choose a note, ideally in a different octave, definitely higher or lower, and then ascend to that note or descend to the unison with the chromatic scale. So the chromatic scale here is helping us discover what note is the other person playing. And this technique is one that I use all the time when I'm improvising. When I play a note that sounds wrong to me or sounds dissonant to me, I simply use the chromatic scale to ascend or descend to a note that sounds good. And you're never further away than two notes from a chord tone. So, Mike, will you play a random note for me and I'll discover it?
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a tough one.
Okay. A flat, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'll play a random note, and Jessica, you can discover it. What note did you discover?
It was F.
Yeah, that was a lucky guess. You played an F sharp right before that. So this game is for people who don't have perfect pitch. It's how we can discover the note without perfect pitch. And so it also helps us show off our and practice our chromatic skill. So Jessica, you choose a random note, and Mike, see if you can discover it. But try not to play the exact same note at first. Try and choose a note that's like way higher or way lower.
B.
B.
Okay, let's remix it a couple more times. Mike, you play a random note, and Jessica, see if you can discover it. What
E
did you
flat.
discover?
E flat.
E flat. Yes. Yes. E flat.
Great. Let's do one more pair. Jessica, you play a random note and see if Mike can discover it.
E. E.
Great. I noticed you tuning with your eyebrows like I do too. Mostly it's like a position of the jaw thing, but I love this.
I didn't know that. I never knew that about me.
You can watch the recording. It is, yes. I'll
I'll
post
have
it in
to
the
check
school
that
after.
out.
And you can listen to your recording of your improvisations too, as well, which I recommend because
No,
that's.
thank you.
Oh, well, if you don't want to listen to your recordings, then I will
will.
kick you out of the group. That's so one of my perspectives on teaching the flute is that I want to empower my students to become their own best teacher so that after a couple of years with me, hopefully you won't need me to give you advice and you can say, "Oh, I liked what I did there," or "Oh, I hated what I did there. I want to do it differently," or I want to do it more." So you can go back and listen to your recordings and see what you liked and what you didn't like. But let's chat a little bit now. What's something that you noticed yourself thinking or that you liked or maybe didn't like about these games we played in the past half an hour? Any revelations?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really having to listen as opposed to use the mind to figure out what's coming next, what should I do. In other words, it's very intellectual for me normally. And this is more listening and letting the body take over a little bit. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
noticed.
Mm. That reminds me of something else I noticed, but I'll check in with Jessica first. What are you noticing, Jessica?
It's pretty much the same. Listening, haven't experienced playing with other musicians in a very very long time.
Oh well,
That
glad to.
yeah,
Go
it's
ahead.
been over 25 years since I played with other
Wow.
people. So it kind of brings back having to listen during practice and stuff like that with other people. So it's nice. And same with like having to right rhythms and things.
Well, you've obviously practiced your at least C major scale plenty, right, in your life. One of the things that I noticed happening when Mike was playing is that I would say, the body knows the way. And I say that because I gave the instructions or the guideline to play just C, D, and E, and I saw your fingers just automatically go up to a G, and it sounded nice. And that's one of those areas where it's like, okay, well, if we've been practicing the pentatonic scale a lot, or we've been practicing the major scale a lot, or we've just been practicing in classical music a lot, that is in our muscle memory. And sometimes it just comes out, and I call it a divine accident. Like, the Holy Spirit is like, no, play a G there. And it's like, sometimes I get these little trills that I'm like, I didn't plan to do that. What's happening here? But it sounds good in the recording. So all of that is to say that all of the work that you have put into and you will put into scales and arpeggios and technical exercises, it will come out when you're improvising, because the body knows the way, like riding a bike. It won't forget. Those neural pathways are like, the more you do it, the more it gets cemented. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's hard. That's a leap of faith, but you can't argue with the fact that some things my fingers seem to know, and if I think about it, I can't play it. So, I mean, that's what you're really saying.
Mm-hmm.
The mind really actually kind of confuses things, I think, for me anyway.
Well, one of my favorite phrases on this topic is surrender to the flow.
Mm.
So we kind of do this juggling between the left brain logical and the right brain creative flow. And some music teachers say, I read a quote this week, I wonder who it came from. He was talking about practice technique, and then when you get up on stage, forget all the technique and just surrender to the flow is what he meant. So it's both. In the mornings, from 9:30 to 10 Central Time, I've been hosting the Atomic Flutist, which is just long tones and scales and arpeggios, basically. And that's some of where I'm showing how I practice those techniques with the logical brain, so that when I'm improvising, my vibrato is there for me. My tone and my technique and my fingers are there for me. And I can just let my hair down, so to speak.
Is the Atomic Flutist your school program, or is that someone else? What is that?
That's me. It's
Okay.
part of, it's on the calendar for the
Okay.
Flutarian School.
Okay.
I called it that based off of Atomic Habits by James Clear, the book. Have either of you read it?
No.
Highly recommend it. Now that I'm saying this, I should post a link to it in the group. I'll do that. I listened to it on audiobook recently, and it's about building a reliable system of habits, making them easy to start, satisfying to do, and where we can stack them together. So, like, first I do low note long tones, and then I do vibrato, and then I do scales and arpeggios, and it's like, well, that's just what I do. I just do vibrato after I do the long tones. That's just how that's just the way it goes. And then when I go to improvise, I'm already warmed up. Or I don't play a whole lot of classical music these days, but sometimes, yeah.
Thank you.
So, any other questions? All right. Well, I'm satisfied with the school sound quality. How was it for you? Good enough, right?
Yeah, very
Yeah.
impressed.
Better for Jessica than it was before. I couldn't hear your flute sound like at all before on Zoom, which is a bummer. So I think I'm going to try and onboard everybody here and see if we can just do them here. Simplifies things for me. One less monthly payment. Okay, well, happy practicing. The backing tracks we were playing with, you can find in the resources and backing tracks folder in the school classroom. And please record yourself and share your progress. I would love to hear you.
Thank you. Thank you for your teaching. Really appreciate it. And nice
See you
meeting
later.
Jessica.
Yeah.